when I got the blanket during the pandemic, you know, because that was spring, lots of bike rides, lots of getting outside. And I found myself in the beginning, like I said, I only paid about $5.50, if that. I'm still surprised at this blanket. Pretty much to me, you need to buy the insert. $788? Now I ask myself, at $788, 2024, would I buy this blanket today? So I'm gonna answer that in two parts. All right, it's that time in the day. I'm ready to relax. I've already cleared off a flat area in my bed. It is time to grab my higher dose sauna blanket, which I fold normally a little bit neater than as pictured. And it's stored underneath my bed. So bear with me, y'all. Just take it out. As y'all can see. Lay it out flat. Pull it up. See, I got my pillows. There you go. And I normally turn it on. Warm it up on about 7 or 8. There we go. Next thing we do, I grab my insert. Because as y'all can see, I'm fully clothed. Now, if you do not have the insert, do not get into the sauna blanket naked. You will burn yourself. You will burn yourself. So they recommend, if you do not have the insert, which sells for additional $99 on the site, to get into the sauna blanket fully clothed. To me, especially with socks. And FYI, if you're looking at my blanket like, hey, this looks a little different, this is the OG. I got this during the pandemic. I want to say 2020. Yeah, because by 2021, I had already purchased the Pimp Mat, which I've already reviewed. So the original sauna blanket is all Velcro, baby. So you open it up. Hold on. I mean, the Velcro is crucial. Y'all see, I had to get the insert out the way. Hold on. So you open it up. There we go. Let me do it like this. And then you get on in. So I'm going to change. Now, for those of us who have the insert, it is cool to take off your clothes. For me, I normally just like wearing like sports bra. You know, maybe keep my underwear on, or if I have like shorts on. Because normally I'm chilling in the house, like I've been out today, which is why I'm fully clothed. And I do like keeping my socks on. I do find it can get a little warm down there with your feet, with burning. So, and FYI, this is the warm up. I don't get in at 7, 8. I think I'm more of 6, 7, 5, 6, 7 type of girl. So, okay, this is just a little intro to where I store my sauna blanket, how I lay it out flat on my bed, and we're going to go ahead and get into this baby, and we'll continue to talk. Peace. Snap my fingers. There you go. I'm here in the insert. So I'm going to turn this down. Oh, it's down at a 7. So actually, because it cuts off after 45 minutes, which is great, because I don't know about y'all, but sometimes I do be falling asleep in the sauna blanket. It is very relaxing, and I'm going to talk all about the benefits. So I tend to just reset it so I have a fresh, I think it cuts off after an hour. I'll put it on 7. So now here's the fun part. It's kind of like, hold on, run for it, jump. So, okay, y'all. All right, let's get into said blanket. All right. So, there you go. You kind of have to just jump in and strap yourself up. The biggest thing, too, is, let me flip it. Hello. You want to make sure you pull this up because, again, this insert, which is vegan leather, it's hot. Don't burn yourself. So seriously, be very careful, and you want to pull it up, especially from the back. Like I've just been like comfortable, and then my back turns on fire. So you do all that, and then literally, hold on. I got a couple of camera angles going. You can see, strap it in with the Velcro. And this blanket will produce a full body. Like, I'm in here, like, but the only thing that's out is my arms. Clearly, one's holding the camera, the other one's just here to say hello. And that's a bad habit of mine because I do tend to put on, I'd say 50% of the time I'm reading with my Kindle or actual, hold on, you know, for my readers. Mosey trying to get in on this business reading. But all jokes aside, I have a very bad habit of keeping my hands out and doing my research for this video. I was surprised to learn that actually the infrared and specifically with higher dose, these are far infrared rays, and they help deliver a deep detoxifying sweat. And apparently you can increase your heart rate to the pace of a light jog to leave you with healthy glowing skin. So I kind of feel like I'm like cheating the system by like not having both my hands inside. So I think moving forward, I'm going to do a little bit better job. Because, you know, if I'm not reading a book, and I mean, I do Audible too, clearly I could just listen to my media. Oh, where are my headphones? Sitting on my drawer. Nonetheless, this is a relaxing session and a video session. But yeah, so to me, moving forward, I'm definitely going to be a little bit more mindful of just listening and putting both my hands into the blanket so that I can have that full body sweat and really get my circulation going and really, like I said, burn some calories. But they say a pace of a light jog. Like the way I jog, I probably burn more calories in this blanket than me actually jogging outside, because we're going to leave that one alone. But okay, this is not going to be a super long video because, I mean, I'm just in here getting my sauna blanket on. Let me just read here for my notes, and we should have let off with this one. So I don't know why I can't find my higher dose receipt, but I'm pretty sure I bought this blanket, which, yeah, because 2020 was just crazy. Everything was out of stock. And shout out to Bobby Toombs. Hopefully, BT, you checking this video out. I found it through you. Also, if you're checking this video out, be sure to put your code. I'm going to have to look for it to save, was it 50 or 100? I don't know if it was $100. I think $50 off of your sauna blanket. So it was during the pandemic. My gym was closed, and my gym has steam room and infrared sauna. So that was the very first time that I had gotten introduced to a sauna, infrared sauna, and then they had the dry sauna, which I hate. I hate the dry sauna. I love the steam room, which I'm not going to go in on my gym, which actually I just canceled my membership because the steam room is always broken, and that's we're not going to talk about that. But what I had grown to enjoy, because the steam room would always be offline, and sometimes, you know, I'm like, I don't want to get like my whole hair wet. And the steam room, if you don't know, is just it's like a wet sauna. So I would get in the infrared, and the infrared, and this is the gym, was kind of sneaky because I sit in there, you know, it's not really super warm, you know, but I be in there reading my Kindle, and then all of a sudden I start with be feeling the sweat over my body. And I kind of liked, because for me, this FYI, like, I like heat and warm. I'm always cold. I don't have anemia, I don't have iron issues, but I do have a celiac autoimmune, which I was diagnosed late. So I'm always cold. That's actually my mother's fault for eating Italian ices while she carried me. That was her pregnancy craving. I have not warmed up, and I've been on this earth 40 years. So everyone that knows me knows I'm always cold. So not only am I always cold, I like to be in the heat. I like to be in warm places because that's like the only way I can sweat. You know, I could work out and, you know, kind of naturally sweat, but like my folks will be dripping and I'm just like lightly having perspiration. So for me, something like this is a godsend because one of the other features is increases blood flow and circulation. So given that I'm naturally cold, and, you know, even my acupuncturist, you know, he'll be like, oh, we must work on blood. He tells me I have sticky blood. So circulation and doing warm things, sauna, that's why I like these to really just, you know, it's for my own blood health. You know, you got to have good blood and good lymph. You got to have it moving. So a few other benefits listed on the higher dosage website. So clearly, you know, any type of sweating, whether it be outside, sauna, whatever, you know, does what? Detoxes. It pushes impurities out through the skin. So that's another important feature. And I think, you know, I believe in gentle detoxing. And I was also surprised. And another pro tip, oh, let me not shake my leg, that's shaking the camera. Another pro tip is on the Higher Dose website, they actually had, I think they were copper bristle dry skin brushes. So they recommend that you do a dry skin brush before you get in a sauna blanket. And I tend to dry skin brush, you know, not probably at least 5 times a week before showering, because I do have very good skin genetics. Thank you, ancestors. But well, when I say I work on my skin, I'm not one of those girls with, first of all, I'm not spending hundreds of dollars on natural products. Actually, because I don't put a lot of toxic products, I like make or use very clean brands. I found that once I switched to that, I didn't need a whole lot of stuff. But I do believe in daily exfoliation and daily detoxing in general. I would say that's like a big key to my skin health. So case in point, I think to take your, and for people who don't know what dry brushing is, it's this, I'm working with one hand, y'all. I'm working with one hand. It's a brush with like, they're gentle bristles and just kind of going like that. But it gets that, remember, our skin is our biggest organ. So it kind of takes off like the crap. Let's just call it the crap. And it also kind of reopens that next layer of fresh new skin. You know, like kind of get the crap off and get your glow going. So imagine that, but all over your whole body on top of getting inside this sauna blanket that this is the vegan leather. You can go on. I'm going to pop an insert here because it talks about, I know one other thing that was in the layers that also made me buy this blanket is, I believe they say amethyst on tourmaline, and I'm sorry if I'm confusing it with the pimp mat, but I know that there's crystals in here that also, to me, like I'm wearing my crystals, push out energy. There's also a layer of, I believe, activated charcoal and something else. That's why I said please refer to the graphic, not what's coming out my mouth. So this thing is built really well, and like I said, it will hold this heat inside, and I really love the insert. I can't say enough about the insert. And I know I'm a little all over the place with the story. So when I got the blanket during the pandemic, you know, because that was spring, lots of bike rides, lots of getting outside. And I found myself in the beginning, like I said, I only paid about $5.50, if that. I'm still surprised at this blanket. Pretty much, to me, you need to buy the insert. $788? Now, I asked myself, at $788, 2023, 2024, would I buy this blanket today? So, I'm going to answer that in 2 parts. I'm actually going to, first of all, if my home is big enough, I live in, I mean, my apartment's nice size. Let me say it's nice size for living in DC. But it's not large enough to have, and I think they actually sell them on the Higher Dose website. It's not large enough to have the wooden infrared sauna like installed in your home. Like that, to me, like my future home goals, because I love the sauna. Like I would get in it every day. That is just how I'm built. So I would pray, if you have a house large enough, I would see how much it costs to get one of those built. Because I mean, pretty much we're at $1,000, $788. You're already at $1,000. So if you know you got to put another $1,000, let's say $2,000. And I'm sorry, I don't have another device to look up how much the infrared sauna box from Higher Dose. Because I'm just like, I guess they ship it to you. You got to get somebody to install it. Oh, that's a complicated construction project. So I'm going to do the math on all that. And if it's not going to be cheaper. But if it only costs a couple more $1,000, I'm going to get a whole sauna installed in my house. But because I don't have the space for all that, I would say if it was not for me using this blanket for 3 years, and I know I'm jumping all over the place, but I get deep relaxed. It's sometimes that I've come out of this, like I said, I've fallen asleep. Like I love to come home from, I'm a big bike rider or walker. Being outside, coming into the blanket, you know, I'll be like, oh my goodness. Like I'll be listening to something and I'm not off. And it's been some times that I've just had very good relaxation. And, you know, that really comes from sweating and, you know, being in this blanket with the different layers produces oxytocin. Oxytocin, what? The happy hormone. So I definitely can attest to sweating out impurities. You know, even though, like I said, I'm still mind blown that the sweating and what goes on in this blanket can generate enough calorie burn to match a light jog. So it's just like, all right, I'm also getting additional exercise benefits without really moving. So it's a lot of positive things about it. And I say for the apartment dweller or the person with a smaller home, get the insert. You have to get into it at least 5 days a week for it to be worth the money. If you're like once a weekend, I'm not going, I don't think it's worth it. It's $800. You know, and then like I said, I have the pimp mat I saw on the website. I guess you can see, then the pimp mat's not going to produce sweat. I like to sit on that. I think it's more of a day-to-day or hour-to-hour. When you need it, like, let me sit here and de-stress real quick. This, to me, is a self-care session. Like I said, just the stripping of the clothes, the putting on the insert, the getting in the blanket, the having your media ready. Like, you know, to me, this is a relaxation. Like, my folks know when I say, hey, I'm about to go get my sauna blanket, do not disturb digital shaman for an hour. So, you know, mind your own research with the cost, but I'm kind of glad, like I said, real talk, that I did get it at the $500 price point, because also was not a lot of videos about this. A lot of them were sponsored, and let me just make it very clear. I mean, I'm trying to get a code from Higher Dose, yo. Check my videos, y'all. Sponsor me. But this is completely unsponsored. So I think it's just like, I mean, but come on now, like, unless you're hanging out with tons of health conscious people, you know, you can't knock on your neighbor's door and be like, hey, have you heard of a sauna blanket? What do you think? I think that's why I'm doing this video like this, for someone who's like $788, like, and you've seen all these sponsored videos on YouTube. This is real talk here. You know, use it every other day, at least 5 days a week with the insert, and I think it's a good buy. Otherwise, look to have your own sauna built in your house. All right, I'm going to go ahead and wind this video down because my arm is hurting, and I'm trying to get my session in. Actually, I'm going to get up out this blanket. I got to get my headphones and some water. Let's see, anything I missed in my notes. So I talked about, I'm just going to recap here. Health benefits, sweating out impurities, burning calories, reduces stress and boosts mood, increases blood flow and circulation, promotes glowing skin. Other benefits too, muscle recovery. We had someone that fell, and, you know, we worked on them, and then we put them in the blanket every day to kind of help with that recovery. Already talked about deep relaxation and generating a full body sweat. So, you know, I'm trying to think like anything negative I can say about the blanket. It'd be interesting. Like I said, real talk, higher dosage. I would like to be able to try the one with the zipper. I mean, I've gotten so used to getting in and out. Like, I feel like you'll get in a rhythm. It could be a little clunky in the beginning. So I have grace with that. Like I said, I'm in and now, and I'm still wearing my socks just because I feel like it can kind of heat up. Nothing negative. I feel like if they had not invented the inserts to reduce the friction of getting in, yeah, because I mean, I don't know, like, think about, I guess everyone has different frictions. Like, to me, because you would think just, and I'm sorry, let me, actually, now I can clarify. It's not just getting in this blanket with your clothes. You can't get in here with shorts and t-shirts. And no offense, this was pandemic. I only just started putting office clothes on like early this year. So that, yes, the resistance used to be, it wasn't just throwing on some clothes to get in here. I had to put on thick socks, sweatpants, and a long sleeve shirt. You do not want your skin hitting this. It's going to burn. It's going to burn. It's going to be hot. So I would really say that my review would probably be completely different if it was not for the inserts, because it drops the resistance of getting in and having almost like a daily session. And I would say, so just I'm trying to think of some more use cases. Like, I struggle with at home. That's like my biggest, what you call it? I don't want to say New Year's. That's a goal for me in 2024. Like, every now and then I can get into YouTube yoga. I just struggle with at-home workouts. But I've been trying to kind of see, you know, stringing habits together. I was like, well, maybe wake up, meditation, get my body warmed up in the sauna blanket, and then go to boom, hit, what's my girl? Yoga with Adrian. You know, so, and then I could see doing yoga with Adrian, then getting back in the blanket. And that's the thing too. Like, tank top, shorts, yoga with Adrian, put the insert back on, get back in the sauna session, and, you know, actually probably like maybe doing another meditation in between, but, you know, stringing something like that together and then getting your day started. So, cause, you know, I think like any exercise, going into it cold, like I used to have, I think I took it apart. I had a rebounder. So like doing some rebounding, like kind of getting your lymph moving, then getting in the sauna blanket, warming up your body, then maybe, like I said, going to YouTube, going outside, doing what you have to do, and then come back in and seal the session again. Like I said, it goes up to, I think, 8 or 9. Yeah, 1, 2, and 3 is pretty cool, but you know, you figure out what temperature works for you based on your sauna workflow. But, you know, I'm racking my brain, and honestly, I can't say, I don't have anything too negative to say. Other than like the price is a little surprising, but hello, inflation. And I would say too, I do like the higher dose products, because I was debating about buying their dry skin brush with copper, but I'm thinking like, you know, I could just go get that on Amazon. But quality matters. And I'm gonna go back and re-review that. So yeah, so Digital Shaman, just to recap, I've had this sauna blanket for about 3 years. It stood the test of time. I do use it at least, like I said, 3 to 4 times a week as a way to relax, as a way to have a good sweat. And one thing I do is, like, I love getting in the bathtub. So, like, actually, that's my plans are to relax in here, listen to I got a podcast queued up, and then go ahead and get in the tub and have a salt bath. So again, like, detoxing all the way through. So 2 thumbs up if y'all have any questions, or if y'all want me to come back on and review a certain aspect of either the sauna blanket or the pimp mat. I have the 2-go pimp mat, and I was looking at the prices on that too. I was like, good Lord, everything's going up like at least $100 to $150. So I don't know, can't help that, but you better go ahead and buy and lock your rate in now. So, all right, I'm going to go ahead and go. If y'all have any questions, just drop them in the comments. Be sure to subscribe and hit the thumbs up on the way out. Peace. All right. This is how we get out the blanket. Video's over.